Hey, do you step on the scale often? Maybe once a week or even daily? So today I'm going to talk about why stepping too often on the scale is actually setting yourself up for failure. And if you're new here, please go ahead and click that subscribe button and grab the bell while you're down there so you know when a new video is dropped. I'm Camilla and I'm a clinical dietitian and a binge and emotional eating coach. And I'm also the founder of Wholehearted Transformation, the program for releasing emotional eating and weight loss struggle because you deserve to feel your best and getting the results you're dreaming of. Do you start your day by stepping on the scale? And if you see a number you don't like, maybe it has slightly gone up a bit, then that gets to decide your mood today, if you're good enough or not, how you will eat that day, and maybe you're even stepping into a mindset of self-torment because you're punishing yourself with eating as little as possible to compensate for the previous days and to make your body lose weight. And it also gets to determine how you feel about yourself throughout your whole day and week. For the women I work with, weighing themselves is often not a matter of getting information about their weight as a pure fact. It's an emotional reassurance that you are on the right path and that you're good enough and that you're doing enough. When someone has such a relationship with themselves and their weight, the scale is actually the worst tool you can use to track your progress and to lose weight. And here's why. The first thing we need to mention is that it's actually creating a mindfuck. Excuse my French, but it does. And for those who weigh themselves very often, it's usually not about the weight as a fact. It's connected to their self-worth and whether they feel good enough or not. And when the weight isn't a positive or wonderfully uplifting number, because how often is it actually, then the following mindfucks kicks in. Oh no, I weigh 1 pound more than yesterday. How can I be such a failure? I thought I was doing everything right and nothing works for me. The second one is, oh, but I've eaten so little and I've been so strict for 2 weeks and I've only lost 1 pound. Fuck it, this isn't worth it. I'm incapable of losing weight. I'll just have that cake and eat it. And the third one, oh no, I've gained 4 pounds since yesterday. What's going on? That's it. I'm going to work out twice a day, every single day, and I'm not going to eat for the entire week. So these things tend to come up again and again and again as universal patterns, unfortunately. And if someone has their own self-worth merged to the number on the scale, this is a very bad tool to use for measuring progress because it only reinforces these mindfucks around food, your body, your self-worth, your self-esteem, and your belief in your capabilities of actually managing to pull this off. And the second thing we need to mention are hormones. Oh yeah, these are important. There are daily fluctuations in your weight, and it's also depending on your cycle. Our body are in daily and monthly cycles, and we change constantly. 1 week or a day before your period, you may feel like a walking water balloon. You're bloated, your clothes feel tight, and your rings are tight on your fingers. And there may also be a couple of days in the middle of your cycle around ovulation where you're actually more bloated than usual. And this only has something to do with your body carrying more water depending on where it is in your hormonal cycle. Therefore, it's not optimal to use your weight solely as a measuring tool for progress too often, because these hormonal changes can lead to big fluctuations in your body weight, and that has nothing to do with how much fat you're carrying or storing on your body. So if you don't have total control of your where you are in your hormonal cycle, then you are actually setting yourself up for failure and self-torment and having lots of bad days when you look blindly at the scale for measuring progress, if you're stepping at it too often. And the third thing we need to mention is sleep. because just one bad night of sleep can affect the number on the scale, and that can lead to weight gain. We retain more water when we sleep poorly, and if this continues over time, we can also end up with a higher degree of inflammation in the body. And this affects our whole system, our health, and your body's ability to lose weight. Yeah, you heard that right. Lack of sleep can also negatively affect your body's capability to burn fat. And the fourth thing we need to mention is stress, because stress has the same effect on the body as lack of sleep. It affects our ability to burn fat, it increases the amount of water in your body, and it increases the degree of inflammation. In other words, if we experience more emotional stress, mental stress, or physical stress, it will actually affect our body weight in a negative way, both in the short term and in long term. And the fifth thing we need to mention is that weight is not always an indicator of progress, because changes can occur in the body's composition and appearance without actually showing up on the scale yet. You feel slimmer and your clothes fit differently, but when you step on the scale, it shows that you haven't lost any weight, or even you have gained a few pounds. And this leads you to feel sad and frustrated and questioning yourself, questioning if you're actually felt a bit slimmer, and you stop trusting yourself and how you feel in your body, and then at the same time you lose hope and all motivation. And the next thing we need to mention is actually salty foods and alcohol. Because if you have eaten food with a lot of salt in it, or you have been drinking lots of alcohol, your body will also retain water. And many women are trapping themselves in this situation because they get so frustrated from the numbers and they think, oh, fuck it. When I gained like 2 pounds from only having a couple of glasses of wine yesterday, I might as well just give up and have the cake and eat it. And then they overindulge in food and wine again. And the seventh thing we need to mention is the composition of your meals, because the composition of your meals will actually affect your digestion. And sometimes the food we eat takes longer to move through the digestion tract. And if you are not mindful of this, you might end up stepping on the scale when you're actually a bit constipated, or just a few hours before you're going to the loo. And then you conclude with that you have gained 4 pounds when it's actually just food in your intestine. So, as you probably understand by now, there are many factors that's influencing the number we see on the scale. And when your self-worth is defined by the number on the scale, and all confidence regarding if you're able to do things in the right way, or if you're actually capable of losing weight, when these things are linked to this number, then you're setting yourself up for so much failure, so many fuck it moments, and so many crappy days in despair, feeling like a failure, and again, continuing to sabotage for yourself. And this will only continue to tear yourself down in the future. So, only relying on the number on the scale is actually a really bad strategy to both feel good about yourself in the process, as well as saying anything about you being on track or not. And therefore, we need better ways to track progress over time, which also builds your self-confidence in the process. And if you want to know more about my work and how the mental aspects of diets and weight loss actually can lead to binge and emotional eating, then check out my free course, because I've added the link in the notes below. So that's it for today. And if there's anything you want me to make a video about, then please drop it in the comments. I look forward to see you next time.